I want to talk to you about the aftermath of the aftermath of the aftermath of the aftermath of the Oscars, the Academy of Motion Pictures, the Oscars, deciding what would be the punition of Will Smith after the whole slap debacle, and they decided to ban him from the Academy. What was banned? They decided to ban him for the Academy for 10 years. So he's been banned from the Oscars for 10 years. That's a lot of years. In a statement, the Academy said the 94th Oscar had been overshadowed by the unacceptable and harmful behavior we saw Mr. Smith exhibit on stage. He has apologized and resigned from the Academy as well. And they decided to, ban him for 10 years. That's a lot of time. Hey, Olga, I hope you're doing good. I know that these are not the best moments, but lots of love for you. And when is your festival? When is your next festival? Are you doing a festival this summer? Must be crazy to be organizing at the same time, thinking about everything that's going on in your country. But lots of love for you. I'm so mad about that decision. They are crazy. I hate Jada now. Well, so this is how it works. He's been banned for 10 years, meaning that he's not part of the Academy anymore. He cannot vote anymore. He still keeps his Oscar, so he can keep it, and he cannot come to any ceremony anymore. But he still can be nominated in movies, meaning that if he does an amazing movie and he's nominated for an Oscar, he can still win more Oscars, but he will not be able to come get them. So will they give him another one in the case? Will they? I don't know. Is it too much? I don't know. I think 5 was enough, because what it did was still something that had to be punished in a way. A lot of the people in America want to make it a race thing, a black thing, etc. I don't. Listen, he made a mistake. He misjudged the moment, and listen. He has a 10-year ban from everything motion pictures, so Oscars, etc. There's a lot of other places where he can win. He can still win a lot of other prizes, and he doesn't have to go. He might, when he wins something, he can still send a video. He can focus on himself. He still has his Oscar. They didn't take it. I think it would have been unfair if people like Roman Polanski or Weinstein and others that did stuff that are way worse, even if it was not during the ceremony, but because of they did. Those people have banned for life. I think Weinstein and Polanski are banned for life, but they still have their past Oscars. They still have it. In France, it's different. France, who like to point fingers, guys like Polanski still win stuff, and their movies are still funded by the French government. So we're not gonna be here and commenting other people when we're not even able to do it. Is it fair? I mean, the position where they are, they had to say something and they had to decide something. If they suspended him for 1 year, I don't think it was enough. Maybe 5, 6. I guess they chose 10. That's a long time. He's gonna be 63 when he can return. So that's to me where, it's a little. Let me see what you said before I tell you my opinion. At this point, does he care? He has his Oscar. Yeah, but Kendrick, look, in 2001, I won Best African Artist at the Cora Awards. So I was super happy. It was 2001. But I won another one. And I won another one. And then I won another one. So I have 3 of them. 1 in my mother's house and 2 in my house. So I also was nominated for at the MTV Awards for Best African Artist as well in 2005. I didn't win, but I was part of the nominees. So now in my resume, I can say that I'm an MTV nominee, and I have 3 Cora Awards. As a performer, if it's what you work for, the fact that you're gonna win 1, 2, 3, etc., this adds to your resume. So if you win a Grammy, it's amazing. But if you win 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, it's even better. Now, I'm not saying you want to win one for every time you do a movie, but if every time you do an Oscar-worthy movie, the goal is to be nominated for that by your peers. Now, if you just have one, and imagine, to me, it's not, who cares? He has his Oscar. The day I won my awards were, as an artist, 2 of the most beautiful days of my life because of everything that went around it. The money I made, the interviews on CNN, my name around the world, etc., etc. But imagine if that day, in front of Nelson Mandela, Michael Jackson, in 2001 or 2002, I don't remember which one that the ones where they were. But imagine in that day, I screw the day, and instead of celebrating and being happy, I'm here crying on stage and excusing myself for something. Yeah, I have my Oscar, but it doesn't taste great. You see what I mean? It's like, it's okay. Let me give you a stupid example, Kaysha style. Let's say you have this girl, you really, really wanted this girl. You really wanted her. And the day you finally get to club with her, dinner with her, and she says, you wanna come up, watch a movie with me, and it's already like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and you're like, oh my God, it's happening. And then that day, you don't perform well. And it's like, you know you didn't perform well. I don't know. You went too fast, or you were tired, or I don't know, something. You know that you need another shot. And then the next whatever, something happens and she's pissed off something, you guys don't talk anymore. And you guys will not talk anymore for 10 years. And she's gonna stay in this, or maybe you're gonna stay for you in this thing where you're gonna say, and somebody's gonna say, hey, it's okay, you know, yeah, you had her in your bed, it's okay. But for you, maybe you're like, yeah, I had her, but not the right way. You see what I mean? I need another 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 shots. Like, I need to, to know that she enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. That time was not the best. We were both tired. Something. It is happens. So if you only have that one shot, and yeah, you get the prize, but it's like bittersweet. Now you want to have a second shot when this time you're gonna shine, and you're gonna leave that apartment. You're gonna be like, so you see what I mean? So I really believe that as an actor, so that's just my opinion, as an actor, you work hard to become, especially if you started as a rapper. So maybe when you start your first movie, people are not really taking you seriously. Now you work for the next 20 years, 30 years to become respected, to become the most respected or most paid actor. But you still don't have that price. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's just an Oscar. No, for an actor, it's not just an Oscar. It's the Oscar. It changes everything. It changes your businesses. It changes your price. If you get 20 million per movie, if you have an Oscar, now you take 30 million per movie. If some people will come and work with you, some brands will come, some people who would pay you, I don't know, X amount for your time might have to double that amount of money, because now you are how do you say this, academy winner. You see what I mean? So all the business around it, if you work all these years to arrive here, and then a few years before you really had that movie that was really Oscar worthy, and then yeah, you were not nominated, and then you cool with everybody, but your wife is now part of, with Spike Lee doing the Oscar so white. Everybody's like, yeah, there's only white nominees, all these things. So your wife has been complaining. You don't say nothing because you don't want all the problems, but your wife doesn't care. She's more vocal about those things. She's more an activist about those things. So she's like, no, babe, we're not gonna just be there, and we're gonna go and how you say, we're gonna go and we're gonna complain about it. It's not normal. So 2016, she boycotts the thing, and she maybe you're more a diplomat person, you're more somebody who's like, hey, listen, let's work behind the scene, let's not make scandals. Your wife makes a scandal, but she's with Spike Lee and other respected people, but still the fact that she makes a scandal, maybe she's destroying your chances a little bit, right? And after all these years, another 4, 5, 6 years pass, and now you're nominated for this movie. And this movie that really touches you, and it's probably struck a chord with you. You just did your biography. You're just on that level where, since after the pandemic, you just came out, like, your YouTube is killing, your social media is killing, everybody loves you. You see what I mean? And this whole entanglement shit, like, people, you like, yeah, I make all these people forget it. And now it's your day that you work for all these years, and boom, he makes a joke, and you decide that you had it up to here, and now pressure, whatever, like Denzel said, the devil got a hold of you for a few minutes, and boom, you slap somebody you knew for 30 years in front of the whole world, and everybody has to react. And now, not only everybody has your wife in their mouth, but also, yeah, you get your Oscar, but it's not really on the moment. It's not really a celebration. You're not doing an acceptance speech where you're like happy and you're proud. Now you hear you crying. You're just crying like. And yeah, even if I got my Oscar finally, but you see what I mean? I don't know if you ever been there where you finally get where you wanted, but it doesn't feel good. Listen, happened to me so many times. Do you know how many times I'm missing 4 likes? The 4 people who didn't put likes. I'm somebody, I guess, with the people I talk to, I'm probably right. I don't know, 99% of the time. When we talk about business, about strategies, about things, most of the time I'm right. And sometimes it takes 6 years to prove that I was right. But in these 6 years, the people who pretend they are right, they're laughing, they're talking a lot, they go here, they're like, they have a certain attitude and it pisses you off. And then when the whole thing is over, the war is over, and etc., people look at you and they're like, yeah, you were right. And do I care anymore? Not really. I would have preferred that you guys listened to me 6 years ago so we could have made money 6 years ago. Instead of that, you chose the small road when I was proposing the highway. So is this thing, to me, it's not just the fact that he had the Oscar. It's way more than that. And now for 10 years, listen, even if you have another one, you're not going to be able to be there. And maybe if you are nominated for another one, maybe they will be like, listen, we know it's not going to be there, so they might not give it to you just because they know you're not going to be there. You see what I mean? And now and listen, and even if you win another one, you cannot even be there. And if you're an actor, this is like Mecca. So now let me talk to you about opportunities after that. Where was I in the... (2016 of June, Cruella Beach Festival). Ooh, all benefits go to support Ukraine. All right. I'm never invited, but I think I'm just gonna get my room and my plane ticket and go because you don't love me that much. They should have gave him 15 years so that next time he knows how to tell his wife to stop manipulating him. I think 10 is enough. It's hard to get nominated when they're pulling your movies and folks don't want to work with you anymore. I mean, this is the aftermath. The world moves fast. I don't think he's gonna be in the blacklist for that long. Give it 6 months and then he's gonna listen. I believe that he's in rehab now. He's getting the help he need. And when he comes out of this, I believe that his PR team is getting ready to do everything they need for him to come out of this on that level. I believe. I believe it's probably going to be on his YouTube channel that he's going to arrive like a hero. In my opinion, it's going to come with, the story of redemption, the story of hitting the fan and explaining and the Americans, they love this. Americans, they love a good story of a hero that falls in the middle of the movie and all of a sudden he doesn't even know how to use his powers anymore because he's too depressed, and then he just decides to go back to being a normal person. Then crime goes up again, and then the crimes are around him, and he just doesn't do anything. He just drinks his coffee while crime is going on, and then people look at him like, you don't care about us, and he's like, and he just doesn't care, and then continues until one day there's something happens and somebody kills somebody's mom, and the little kid is here, is like, he's crying, and he's like, Superman, why did you abandon us? Oh my God. And then he's like, and then you hear the music, those, and his eyes become red, and then he just go up, and then there's a crime going on. It arrives out of nowhere and helps everybody, and everybody's like, oh my God, he's back. And then everybody that used to hate him starts saying, oh, he's back for us, oh my God, etc., etc. The Americans love the redemption story. If you can survive the desert, when you get water in the other side, you get waters and the flowers, and everybody forgot everything that happened. Just look at Kanye and all this, the things he said. Sometimes he said some stuff that were offensive to some people, not to others. Sometimes he said stuff that everybody was offended about. Sometimes he said things that people maybe misinterpreted, etc., etc. But every time he comes with an album or a church service or something, or he just transform his persona into something else, and everybody comes back like sheep because he's God for them. So they're angry, and then a good song and people return. So this is very American, I mean, around the world is probably the same thing, but it's a little different. In Europe, I know in France, when you do something bad or you do something that people ban you from, they love to ban you from for life in France. They love to be like, nah, you're in purgatory forever. Like, they're gonna ban you, and they're not gonna invite you nowhere anymore, and everybody's gonna have the same attitude towards you. Nobody will want to invite you, and all your friends will be like, I really like you, but I can't, bro. I'm sorry. Like, my hands are tied, etc., etc. In the US, it's gonna last a few times, and then look, everybody forgot about the Mel Gibson stuff, all that stuff. Everybody's back. It really depends the type of culture where you are from. Hey, Anna. It's just a slap. I know it's a mistake, but it's only a slap. Chris Ross is not physically hurt. 10 years is insane. Well, listen, it's not just a slap, Julie. It's a slap during the Oscars. When it comes to movies, it is the highest of the high. I would say it would be the same as a slap during the Festival de Cannes. You might not be invited anymore as well, and you might lose a few movies as well. Not because it's just a slap, because if he gave the slap backstage, it wouldn't have been the same thing. You give the same slap backstage, nobody knows about it, or we hear about it. Maybe there's rumors, but because nobody has seen it, it's okay. If you do it in front of the millions of people who were watching around the world, and it becomes like international news to the point where for 2-3 days people stop talking about Ukraine to talk about it, it's not just a slap anymore. It's a slap that has a noise that is heard to the other side of the world. And listen, Chris Rock is not harmed, but as he said, he's been a victim of bullying when he was a kid, and he's somebody that has self-esteem issues. So you don't know how Harmony is inside. We don't know. I'm not gonna speak for him. So he's been a pro. Everybody has been, I would say, pro. He put everybody in a situation where nobody thought he would put himself in that situation. That's the sad part, because like if it was 50 Cent or somebody that people know to be notoriously a problematic person, maybe people wouldn't have been shocked, and maybe he still would have been punished, but it would be different. But Will built an image of the perfect husband, the perfect man, the perfect friend, the smiling guy, and he's been a victim himself of that image. So it's just like me. In the music industry, I have problems with nobody. I never have problems. I never yell. I'm never into issues, etc., etc. I respect everybody. I try to speak respectfully to everybody. But if one day people discover, or I do something violent, or you find me in a club fighting somebody, people are gonna be shocked way more than if it was Nichols, for example, because Nichols have been always in problems. You see what I mean? And me not. So it shocks even more because it's you as well. And because also media will make it what they want. So, sometimes when people have nothing against you, the day you give them something, you give them the stick to beat you, they're gonna be so happy to beat you up. This is how the world works, sadly. So yeah, if you remove the emotion from it and you put yourself in the place of somebody who's organizing an event like this, of that magnitude for Hollywood, not for me. I never watched Oscars, but for the people who care about that event, for the actors, it's the Academy Awards. So the fact that you do this there, violence in the US, it's called a punch or slap. Like anything violence is an assault in the US. Even if you spit on somebody, is an assault. And depending of where you are, if this was in I think in Atlanta or in Ohio, I don't remember where. In some states, even if Chris Rock said, "No, I don't want to leave him alone," police can charge him anyway, just because of the images. So you have to not see it as a French citizen. You have to also see it from an American point of view in their system of law and system of you see what I mean? I remember when I got arrested at the immigration in the US, what the woman told me was like, yeah, the most important thing is that you lied. I was like, what? What is she talking about? Who cares? But you see what I mean? He's like, and I was like, why are you trying to be righteous in that country when there's strip clubs everywhere and churches just near there? But this is America. That's a contradiction they live in. So you have to really think about that when you are analyzing those type of situations. So I know that it was 60 people voting, 50 something people, or 60 people, I don't remember. And some of them were like, "No, we want to remove the Oscar from him." And some others was like, "No, listen, if we didn't remove the Oscars from Weinstein, from Cosby, from what's his name, the French guy, and from the others, we cannot remove from him because he's still, even if he did a mistake, he's still a good guy." But at the same time, if we don't do nothing and we don't say nothing, we don't put some discipline, then the next year, everybody's gonna start thinking that they can do it. So, rules, you have to put rules. Like if you go in the street and you pass the red light, and if the police never do nothing, everybody's gonna start passing the red lights, just like in Congo, because police never say nothing. Now you need to get a fine so that everybody understand that there are rules. And if you think about it emotionally because you like him, etc., yeah, for you it's gonna be unfair. I like him. He's really an artist that I respect, so I'm actually on his side. But at the same time, I'm on the side of rules. So he sadly sat on top of the rules. Like, he didn't care about all these rules, and he didn't think about what he was doing to everybody else on the moment. Like Questlove, all the, like, Samuel Jackson finally get his Oscar, all these things. Nobody talked about it because it became about him and his wife and alopecia, when actually it was the night of so many other people. So imagine on my night where I got my awards, somebody did something crazy in South Africa that night. I'd be pissed off because maybe CNN is not even interested in doing the interview with me because everybody's interested in whatever happened. And me, I'm like, hey, I got an Oscar for the beat I made for that movie. Like, somebody cares. Now everybody's talking about the slap. So that you could feel as the other people, you could feel disrespected as well. Exactly when Kanye went to Taylor Swift and start making the whole Grammys his moment, when to talk about Beyonce, when the poor girl was 19, she's winning her Grammy, and you hear talking about, oh, I'm gonna let you finish, but yo, what is this? Like, who raised you? You see what I mean? At a point, yeah. Personally, you cannot be here speaking about being holy, walking high, showing a certain level of education to the kids, being a role model to everybody, being the guy who saved the world in Independence Day, saved the far west in the wild west, etc., and then representing King Richard and all these things, and saying everywhere that, family and this and that, respect. I want to show the kids how it is to be a dad, and then you lose your temper in front of millions of people, because then you're in contradiction with everything, all the values. You see what I mean? I've been in so many moments where, yeah, some people can piss me off as well, but I have to think about, listen, how it's going to affect my business, and how it's going to affect also my kids, my family name, all these things. Yeah, it's pressure, but yeah, it is what it is when you choose to be a public person. So I don't think it's just a slap, and I don't think it's unfair. I think everybody will decide how much he should have had, but he will be 63. This is a lifetime ban. 63 is not that old. Look, Samuel Jackson just had his Oscar at 65, so but I'm wondering now, and it's interesting to think now in terms of business, what he can do during these 10 years that he's banned from the Oscars. Even if he's banned from the Oscar, he's now the most spoken about actor in the world. Scandals sometimes are the best marketing tools. That's true. The problem here is that a lot of people, especially in Hollywood, a lot of people are now not wanting to work on his movies for now. So everybody's speaking about him, but he's like he stinks. You see what I mean? A lot of people like Apple TV, Netflix, they just removed themselves from bid from a movie he was producing. Bad Boys 4 is halted for now. So a lot of people are like, sorry, like, And it's horrible because it's just one mistake when you've been perfect for 30 years. But that one mistake, everybody's like, listen, let's wait a little bit. So all this time, you're going to bleed money. It's going to cost you a lot of money as well. Listen, he has more than 200 million in his bank account. He's fine. But if you need 20 million and you don't want to put them in your pocket, and you had this bank as a sponsor, these people, Coca-Cola, all these people, right, who were part of the financement of this movie that you are working on, that, or this project that costs 50 million, and you don't want to put them from your pocket, those people, they're like, no, we want to finance for you. We want to be your partners. When there's a scandal like this, all these people, they're like, sorry, and then they leave. So now you cannot do your project. And it's not as easy as saying, yeah, but you got your money, you can do it, or whatever. No, this is a real setback in terms of business, because maybe you need it to be on Netflix for it to have the reach that you want. Maybe you need these partners to speak to those people to have the authorization for this specific thing that you want to do. And if those people are like, nah, listen, right now we cannot even speak to you, this can destroy your whole business. And maybe a lot of people that you are paying for the different things, all of a sudden they're out of a job. So the implications are huge. A lot of people are trying to make it about emotional stuff. I'm here to talk to you about the business. Listen, Olga is somebody that makes two of the best festivals in Spain of Kizomba. Imagine she has financement, so she finances everything herself. She's rich. But imagine if everything in her festivals were financed by a little bit the state of Madrid. I mean, not my, but by the city of Madrid, by the state of where she has a second festival, maybe a little bit by Samsung, maybe a little bit by this television company, this radio was doing promotion, etc. And her whole business was not only about, maybe she puts to generate her festival, she put 10,000 from her pockets, and maybe she has another 30,000 coming from the different partners. And with that money, she can pay a certain level of people. She can pay dancers. She can pay the plane tickets for an artist that she wants to come to for the festival. Maybe she can have different type of meal, different type of hotel, all the things that she can do. Because instead of just having 10,000 to invest, she has 50,000. And on an award show, she comes and she slaps somebody, and it's just a slap because whatever. Somebody said something about her boyfriend or about me, for example. Somebody said something bad about me and she's pissed. She slapped somebody. And now all the sponsors decide to remove themselves from the conversation for now. They said, let's talk about next year when maybe people forgot about the whole thing. Right now, you're a little toxic. And now she only has 10,000. Let's say she already has a deal with some of the people and she really needs at least 25,000. Because she has to pay everybody, pay her teams, pay the plane tickets, pay the artists that she already signed contracts, already gave 25%, etc. Maybe she advanced some of her money knowing that the sponsors will cover the rest, etc. And now, all of a sudden, from one just little slap, your whole operation is in jeopardy. That's what I mean when I say it's not just a little slap. You see what I mean? So, and this is why when I do anything in my businesses, I really think that my actions, listen, I'm like everybody. Sometimes you can lose your mind. Sometimes you can lose your temper. Somebody's going to piss you off out of time. Somebody's going to say something at the right moment, etc. And yeah, in your head, you're punching that person. But me, from the moment in my head, I'm punching that person, in the next 2 seconds, from this being an idea to being to my fist doing this, in these 2 seconds, I'm going to think about all the implications. I'm really going to think about all this. And I'm just going to be like, wait a minute. And I'm like, now you know what? I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to slap you, but I'm not going to slap you physically. I'm going to slap you in a way that you will not see coming. And it's going to take me 6 months to arrive there. In 6 months, something going to happen to you in your business that's really going to fuck you up, fuck your business completely. And you will never know it came from me, because it will not going to be me in front of you slapping you. It's going to be me doing something here that will do something here, that will do something here, that will do something here, that will do something here. And this will create a hole. 6 months from now, there's going to be a hole that you don't even know the hole is there. I already know the hole is there. And you're going to walk in your hole. And then when you're going to fall in the hole, I'm going to hear that you fell in the hole. And I'm not going to say nothing, but I'm going to be like, all right, karma is served. And I'm going to move on. Yeah. Listen, either you're a real devil or you're not. You have to be smart when you want to. Don't slap people. You can fuck them way better than that.